Hello, and welcome to today's episode.
If you're listening right now, chances are you want to speak English more confidently. But maybe you feel nervous, shy, or even embarrassed when you make mistakes. Let me tell you something right at the start. Mistakes are not the enemy. The real enemy is silence.
Think about it. Imagine two students. One speaks with lots of errors but keeps talking, keeps asking questions, keeps practicing. The other one waits for the perfect moment, tries to form a perfect sentence in their head, and ends up saying nothing. Which one improves faster? Obviously, the one who actually speaks. Confidence is not about grammar perfection. Confidence is about your presence, your energy, and the way you connect with people. Even if you make mistakes, you can sound confident. And that's exactly what we're going to explore in this episode.
I want to start with a little story. When I first tried to speak a foreign language, I froze. I remember standing in front of a cashier in another country, knowing exactly what I wanted to say, but my brain refused to produce the words. I worried about sounding stupid, about mispronouncing something. So I ended up pointing at things instead of speaking.
But here's the twist. A week later, I met a tourist who spoke my language terribly. He misused grammar, mixed up words, but he smiled, laughed, and spoke with so much confidence that everyone understood him. People wanted to help him. People enjoyed talking to him. That's when I realized confidence matters more than mistakes. So today we'll dive into the psychology of confidence, why mistakes don't matter as much as you think, strategies to sound confident, practical exercises you can try immediately, and finally, some motivational stories that will help you change your mindset.
By the end of this episode, you'll have tools you can use right away to speak English more confidently, even if your grammar isn't perfect, even if your accent isn't native, even if you feel insecure right now.
The psychology of confidence. Let's start with the mental game, because confidence is 80% psychology and only 20% language skill. Why do people lose confidence when speaking English? There are several reasons.
Fear of judgment. You're worried that people will laugh at you, correct you, or think less of you. Perfectionism. You want to sound native-like and refuse to accept anything less. Past negative experiences. Maybe you tried speaking before, and someone corrected you in a rude way. Now your brain associates speaking with pain.
Comparison. You compare yourself to fluent speakers and think, I'll never sound like that.
Here's the truth. Nobody cares about your mistakes as much as you do. People care about connection. If you can communicate your idea, they'll respect you. In fact, most native speakers admire people who try to speak another language.
Another important idea, fluency and accuracy are not the same. Fluency means you can keep talking even with mistakes. Accuracy means your grammar and vocabulary are correct. Which one do you need more in real life? Fluency. Accuracy can come later.
Think about small children. They make thousands of mistakes while learning their first language, but they never stop talking. They don't care about mistakes. They just want to communicate. And eventually, they improve. Adults can learn from this attitude. Here's a psychological trick. Reframe mistakes as feedback. Instead of thinking, I failed, think, I got information about what I need to improve. Every mistake shows you where to grow. And every mistake you make while speaking is a step toward fluency.
Common speaking mistakes and why they don't matter.
Let's be honest. Everyone makes mistakes in English, even native speakers. They forget words, they mix up tenses, they pronounce things differently depending on their accent. So if they make mistakes, why should you be afraid of yours?
Let's go through the most common speaking mistakes learners make, and I'll explain why they don't matter as much as you think. Grammar mistakes.
Maybe you say, he go to school yesterday, instead of, he went to school yesterday. Will people understand you? Absolutely. The meaning is still clear. Yes, it's not correct grammar, but in conversation, communication is more important than rules.
Here's a secret. Native speakers also break grammar rules all the time. They say things like, me and my friend went there, instead of, my friend and I went there. They use double negatives. I don't know nothing. These are technically mistakes, but in spoken English, they're totally normal. So if you mix up tenses or forget an S at the end of a verb, don't panic. People will still understand you. Pronunciation mistakes.
Maybe you pronounce three as tree or beach as bitch. It happens. People might laugh for a second, but usually they understand from context. And guess what? Accents are beautiful. They tell a story about where you come from. You don't need to erase your accent. You just need to be clear enough to be understood.
Confidence actually makes your pronunciation sound better. If you speak softly, hesitating, people struggle more to understand you. If you speak loudly and clearly, even with an accent, people get it. Using simple words.
Sometimes learners think they sound childish because they use basic vocabulary good, bad, big, small. But simple words are powerful. Native speakers use them all the time. You don't need to say magnificent when great works perfectly. Simplicity often makes your message stronger.
Pauses and ums. Many learners worry about pausing too much. But let me ask you, have you ever listened to a native speaker? They pause constantly. They say, like. So when you pause to think, don't feel embarrassed. Just use filler phrases like, let me think. That's a good question. What I mean is, these make you sound natural, not weak.
The lesson here. Mistakes don't block communication. Fear of mistakes does.
Strategies to sound confident.
Now let's talk about practical strategies. These are techniques you can use immediately to sound more confident when speaking English.
Use your voice with power.
Confidence is not only in the words, but also in the delivery. Speak a little louder than usual. Use intonation. Let your voice go up and down instead of speaking flat. Add pauses. Imagine you're telling a story to a group of friends.
A quiet, shaky voice makes even correct English sound weak. A clear, energetic voice makes even broken English sound strong.
Exercise. Record yourself saying the same sentence twice. Once in a quiet, unsure voice, and once in a confident, louder voice. Notice the difference. Body language speaks too.
When you speak English, don't forget your body. Smile, make eye contact, use hand gestures. Even if your words are not perfect, your body communicates confidence.
Think of politicians or public speakers. Do they speak perfectly? Not always. But they use body language to show authority. You can do the same.
Tip: if you feel nervous, stand up straight, put your shoulders back, and smile. Your body sends a signal to your brain that you are confident. Learn survival phrases.
Sometimes you get stuck and don't know how to continue. Instead of panicking, memorize some rescue phrases that keep the conversation flowing.
How do you say in English? I don't know the exact word, but it's similar to. Can you explain that in another way? Let me rephrase. These make you sound confident even when you forget vocabulary. Native speakers use similar strategies all the time. Reframe your mistakes.
Instead of apologizing too much, sorry for my bad English, reframe it. Say with a smile, I'm still learning, but I love practicing. This shows positivity. People respect that attitude.
Never start a conversation with, my English is not good. Start with, I'm practicing my English and I'm happy to talk with you. Big difference. The fake it till you make it technique.
Sometimes, the fastest way to become confident is to act confident first. Imagine you are playing a role, the role of a confident English speaker. Pretend you are an actor. Even if you feel insecure inside, your outside performance will make others treat you as confident. And with time, the inside feeling catches up.
Slow down. Many learners speak too fast because they are nervous. Ironically, this makes them less clear. Slow down. Take your time. Pausing doesn't make you weak. It makes you sound thoughtful. Confident people don't rush. Ask questions.
If you feel nervous speaking, shift the focus from yourself to the other person. Ask them questions. People love talking about themselves. And while they speak, you relax. Example.
What do you think about? How was your weekend? Can you tell me more? This keeps the conversation alive and makes you look like a good communicator. Use stories, not just answers. Instead of giving short answers like yes or no, try to add a little story. For example, question, do you like movies? Weak answer, yes. Confident answer, yes, I love movies, especially action films. Last week I watched. Stories make you sound fluent, even with mistakes.
Celebrate progress. Every time you successfully communicate, celebrate it. Confidence grows from small wins. Write down moments when you spoke English and people understood you. Read this list when you feel insecure.
Shift your focus.
Confidence is not about you. It's about connection. Instead of thinking, do I sound correct? Ask, Does this person understand me? Am I connecting with them? That's the real goal of communication. So, to sum up, speak with power, not perfection.
Use body language, memorize rescue phrases, fake it till you make it, slow down,
Ask questions, tell stories.
celebrate progress.
If you practice these strategies, people will remember you as confident, even if your English is full of mistakes.